Okay. All right. Good morning. Welcome to PiYoga. My name is Jennifer. As we start to flow today, there'll be some opportunity to use weights. So if you have light weights or a water bottles that you would like to use, you can grab those. Otherwise, you won't need them. You can flow just fine without them. So let's start our practice in child's pose. And maybe taking the knees wide toward the edges of the mat as we start out. And allowing yourself some movement as you arrive in that first child's pose. Maybe the hips sway side to side. Maybe you start to flex and extend through the spine, maybe a miniature kind of cat-cow feeling through the spine. As we start to move and flow today, the nature of the flow will have a lot of flow in it. We'll pendulate a lot between movements. And thinking that that might just be a good way for us to soften, find more expansion in the body. Right now in the world, as we were just kind of discussing before class, there's so much going on, so much change on a daily basis. And some of it feels kind of harsh at times. So, you know, it's hard to see the good in things and it's easy to resist. And some of these things that are happening might end up having really positive results for our community, for us. Change can be really good. But we tend to build up barriers around our physical bodies, spiritually, mentally, this way that we have learned over time of protecting ourselves. And so what happens when we build these barriers and we become so good and those barriers are so strong that sometimes when something good comes upon us, it might tap us right on the shoulder and we don't see it because we've built these barriers. So we'll allow our asana or some of our yoga movement today to really flow, opening the heart, opening the hips, just trying to find that extra space in the body and maybe just start to soften a little bit so that we can really receive everything happening around us. So as you settle into your child's pose, feeling the belly rise as you inhale, the rib cage expand, and not only focusing that expansion on the front side of the body, but feeling the rib cage expand through the back, really opening up. And that exhale just releases any negativity that you brought onto your mat with you this morning, any worry. Use that exhale to just let it go for now. Bringing your attention to your breath. And if you came to your mat with a different intention today, other than opening, softening, flowing, maybe creating that one word mantra surrounding whatever your intention is. And if Ujjayi breath is in your practice, maybe finding that Ujjayi breath, inhaling through the nose. As you exhale through the nose, that gentle constriction in the back of your throat, creating that ocean sound, maybe that feeling of fogging a mirror. And just noticing child's pose is a beautiful place to practice that Ujjayi breath because you can really hear it, almost feel the vibration as your forehead is down on the earth and you feel that breath. So leaning into that breath here. Just taking a couple more breaths here in child's pose. And on these last couple of breaths, could you extend that exhale so that maybe it's even a little bit longer than the inhale? And when you're ready, lifting the forehead up from the mat and just start to sway side to side through the shoulders. Feeling a little bit of space, stretching in the lower back. And then as you continue that side to side sway through the shoulders, press down through the palms and start to gradually work your body up toward all fours. And as you come to all fours, maybe taking that sway through the hips swaying side to side. Again, as I mentioned, a lot of pendulating, taking any movements that you need to, but will really stay in motion a good portion of our practice, softening side to side. And as we come to center to all fours here, stacking the hips above the knees, shoulders above the wrists. On your inhale, belly drops, pelvis tilts up and back, gaze comes up. Exhale, chin tucks to the chest, pelvis tucks in. Inhaling to open, drop the belly, heart shines through. And exhale. Taking a couple more rounds through cat and cow, starting to really attach that breath to the movement. Pace might be a little quicker or slower than what I'm moving. Your breath is always your guide. Come back to center, come to that neutral spine. Start to sink the hips back now with the knees toward one another, sinking back into child's pose. Take an inhale here, maybe walking the fingertips forward to find a little bit more of an active stretch here. Exhale, hips sink back toward the heels. Inhale, press the palms into the mat, float forward. This time we'll drop the hip bones toward the earth, open the heart, kind of a half version of upward facing dog. On the exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, hips float back toward the heels, child's pose. Inhale, exhale, sink. Inhale, float forward. This time we'll come into more of a kneeling plank position, so making sure that the hips are in front of the knees. Maybe the shoulders are a little bit in front of the wrist toward the fingertips. Elbows hug into the body, lower halfway down, and exhale, press up. 3 more times, just little push-ups here, and press up. And 3, and 4. Press the hips back. We're gonna come forward again right away. This time, cat spine, really reach the spine up to the sky, round as you come forward. And as the hip bones sink toward the earth, open the heart, finding that contrast, extend through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, round, sweep all the way back. One more time, inhale, float forward, round the spine, hip bones drop. And this time, as you tuck the chin to the chest and the spine starts to round, curl the toes, lifting into down dog. Taking a couple of breaths to walk it out. Maybe taking a big bend into one leg and then the other. And then all together, let's inhale, lift the heels. On your exhale, drop the heels toward the right corner of the mat. Deep bend into that right leg, grounding down through the left heel. And again, maybe swaying the hip side to side here a little bit. Big stretch into the outside of that left leg. And lift both heels through center. Exhale, heels drop to the left. Now a deep bend in that left leg, ground down through the right heel. Maybe move around through the hips. And inhale the heels back to center. Exhale, release the heels toward the earth. Inhaling, right toe sweep up to the sky. Let's open the hip, drop the right foot over the shoulder. Gaze comes under the left armpit. Maybe circle that ankle. And then inhaling, toe sweep back to center. Round the spine, pull that right knee to the right elbow, hold right here. So really lifting through the upper part of the spine. Could you create just a little more space? Lifting the knee toward the elbow for 3, 2, and 1. Cross the knee to the left elbow, squeezing the right side body. Again, lift through the spine. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Right toe sweep up and release. Inhale, left toe sweep up. Bend the leg, drop the foot over the shoulder, gazing under the armpit, roll that ankle. And take that inhale back to center. Exhale, float forward around the spine, left knee to left elbow. Lift up, tuck here, pull the belly button toward the spine. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Cross that knee to the right elbow. Again, find a little bit more lift. Can you lift a teeny bit more? Tuck the chin to the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Lift the left toes. and release down. Round the spine, float forward into your plank here. Lower the knees to the earth. Sink back, child's pose. One quick breath. Round the spine, float forward to all fours. Maybe take the hips side to side. So coming back into a position where we're aligned with the hips above the knees, the shoulders right above the wrists. We'll curl the toes, lifting the knees, coming into bear pose. From here, we're going to work through a couple of different movements, some strength, some stretching. So let's step the feet wide. So toes are at the edges of the mat. So we're in this wide pose, knees still under the hips. Knees kind of want to splay out here. So pull the knees back toward one another. We'll take 2 push-ups, down and down. Walk the feet back in so they're right underneath the hips again. We're going to kick that right leg out. So rolling to the big toe edge of that left foot, open up here, hold. Square the shoulders back, other side. Left leg comes underneath the body, swivel to the right foot, big toe edge, hold. Back to center, reset, knees hover, 2 push-ups, lower and lift. Step the feet wide to the edges of the mat, lower and lift. Step back to center. Again, left leg or right leg kicks out. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Rotate those shoulders, other side. Lift and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Hips are right underneath the knees. Lower for 2. Step the feet wide. 2 push-ups here. Scoop that belly button up toward the spine. Step back to center. One more time. Right toes reach out. Hold here, this time for 5, 4. Big squeeze in the right side body as we lift. 2, and 1. Square the shoulders back to center. Left leg kicks out. Hold here. Left side body squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Square the hips. 2 push-ups. Step wide. 2 push-ups. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Wide-legged down dog here. In this wide-legged down dog position, you might find the heels come a little bit closer to the earth. Lift the hips, let the chest come toward the thighs. Big inhale. And on an exhale, start to heel toe those feet back to your kind of normal, maybe wider than hip distance, down dog stance. Gaze comes forward, we'll bend the knees, bend the elbows. This first time, let's just travel to the top of the mat, maybe tippy toe, trying to keep those hips lifted and finding your first forward fold. Take a moment here. So again, let's find some sway, some movement. Balls of the feet to the heels, maybe rocking forward and back. Letting the crown of the head hang heavy. Taking one big exhale, let the chest come to the thighs. Let everything sink down into the earth. Inhale, halfway lift to find that nice elongated spine. And exhale to fold. Grounding down through the feet. Big inhale, circle, sweep up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll roll through a couple of sun salutations here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, heart leads, arms open, reverse swan dive down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to fold. Step back with that right leg, find your low lunge. Release that knee on this first round. Inhale, sweep up and forward. Right hip pulls forward to open. Exhale, left hip pulls back. One more time, inhale, float forward. And exhale back. Inhale, float forward, plant the hands, left foot steps back. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right toe sweep up. Exhale, big step forward, low lunge. Lower that back knee. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release the hip back. Inhale, float forward. And exhale back. Inhale, come forward, lift that back knee. Right toe step back. Taking your chaturanga, come forward on the toes, releasing the knees if you like. Lower halfway or always all the way to the earth. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, ground down. Gaze comes forward, bend the knees, bend the elbows, travel to the top of the mat, hop, step, or jump. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle, sweep up. We'll connect the hands at the top, coming into standing half moon. So, I don't think you can quite see my bind here. Palms are pressing together, pointer fingers pressing together, wrap the thumbs. Ground down through both feet. Grounding down even more through that left foot. Start to reach up and lengthen the left side of the body. And then, when you've lengthened as much as you can, maybe reaching toward the back corner of the room. Biceps pulled back toward the ears. Breathing into the left side of the rib cage. Each inhale brings a little bit more length up. The exhale might drop you in just a little deeper. One more breath. And exhale. Back to center, bend the knees, bend the elbows, reset. On your inhale, shoot the fingertips up. This time grounding down through that right foot, lifting, lengthening the right side of the body. And when you're as long as you can be, then start to reach the fingers toward the back corner of the room. The inhale lengthens. The exhale allows us to soften in. One more time. And back to center. Hands come through heart center, forward fold. From here, we're gonna walk the feet, heel toe the feet out, wide heels in, toes out. Coming into our first Malasana squat. So as the tailbone sinks down, the real beauty, the real good stuff of this pose is that heart opener. It's a little difficult to do, especially if we're tight through our hips. So wherever you are, take those feet as wide as you need to so that the heels can come down to the earth, and then we'll focus on that lift of the heart up and out. Gently using the elbows to open the knees. From here, we'll start to press through the heels. We'll lift up and out just a little bit. As you lift the hips up, the elbows will release from the insides of the legs. We're gonna slowly and controlled come to a standing position. Lift up just a little more. Now tuck the pelvis in, squeeze pelvic bones up toward, hip bones up toward the rib cage. Lift a little bit more, hold. Lift another inch or two. One more. And now press through, inhale, palms stay connected, reach up. On the exhale, lift the heels, come to the toes. We're gonna slide right back down that wall. Hands come to heart center. Pressing the outer edges of the knees behind you, squeeze the glutes to support. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower an inch, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower an inch, 3, 2, 1. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Hinge forward, release the heels. Lift the hips up to stretch. Crown of the head comes to the earth. Heel toe those feet back together. Bending the knees. We'll go ahead and sit the bum down. Let's grab the weights. We'll just use one to begin. And maybe coming to the side of the body. Actually, before you come to the side of the body, let's come to a seated position. Sorry, grab both weights. So find that nice long spine here. We'll just check our spinal alignment before we really start to work. So hands to come to heart center. We're just gonna hold those weights here for now. Pulling the knees toward one another. Press the knees together. Feel that connection, feeling how everything pulls in toward the midline of the body when you find that connection. As the tops of the shoulders soften and drop in, shoulder blades squeeze, we're going to hinge back. So the shape of the spine stays super long, rolling over the sits bones, just hinge back here. Extend the weights or just the arms in front of the body. Start to slow and controlled, scoop the hip bones up toward the rib cage. Use that energy in the lowest part of the core to slowly come back up to center. Hands come back to the heart, hinge, come back. This time we'll make it a little bit bigger. Extend the arms to the side, slow and controlled as we use that lowest part of the core to sweep up, arms fan out to the sides. Back to the chest. And hinge back lower. Open the arms. And sweep back. Okay, this time as we come back, We're going to hold in this hinged position. Let that heart come through. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're going to open the arms here. Lift the knees up. Tap the heels. Lift and tap. So we're just kind of doing this static hold through the arms, working the biceps and the shoulders a little bit. If you prefer to have your hands at the chest, go right ahead. Otherwise, if you're here with me, arms are bent, elbows are hugged in toward the body, and we have the option to also add this pulse up. So as we tap the heels and lift back up, lift right here. Yes. Controlled movement. 3, 2, stay lifted right here, and pulse, and pulse. If you want to get a little bit more action for the arms here, we can extend the arms long. For 8, 7, really feeling that lowest part of the core start to warm here. 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down, come up. Now let's swivel. Let's start on that left hip. Just grab one weight. We'll come down to the left forearm. So kind of working on a variation of a hip dip, because everybody that comes to my classes knows how much I love hip dips. Shoulders are right above the elbow. That right hand is just going to come to the hip. So we're going to leave the knees down. We're not going to make this huge long lever. We're really going to focus on what's happening in the side body. So from here, press and lift that left hip. Start to push that right hand down in. So we're creating, again, this counterbalance. As you push in, feel your core start to work to support and stay lifted. We'll tap that left hip down and lift and down and lift. You have a ton of control over how much work this is by how much you're activating and pressing that right weight in. You can even grab both weights if you like. Give that extra little bit of weight to lift up. So the action is that hip tap, that squeeze of the left side body as we come up, and maybe that resistance is those right hand, the weights press down. Big lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll pulse up and pulse. So it's a teeny tiny lift up here, maybe even a little bit easier now to provide that resistance. Press into that right hip. Create a little bit of extra challenge for your body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, little pulses. 2, static hold right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that hip down. Just sweep the legs in front of the body. Come right to the other side. Set up in the same fashion. Shoulder right above the wrist. Knees bent. One weight or 2 weights on that hip. Press through the elbows. Squeeze the right side body. Lift up. And when you're ready, that right hip is going to tap down and lift and down and lift. Maybe starting to add that resistance, that left hand pushing into the hip. Can't remember who asked me before class if it was cold. It is not cold right now at all. It's getting super warm, and I love it. Before you know it, we'll all be back together in 101, 102 degrees. Squeeze and lift up. For 4, 3, 2 more taps. 1, we'll stay lifted right here and pulse, pulse. Right side body really working, initiating the movement, lifting up into the weights, up into that left hand, and maybe that left hand is pushing in, creating that little extra bit of work. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, oh yeah, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hip down. Sweep the legs. Actually, we'll come to all fours. Put the weights to the side. Coming to all fours, lift the hips, down dog. Coming right into our first short flow. Gaze comes forward, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Come all the way forward. Inhale halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Hips stay low. We're going to sweep up into chair pose. And right away in chair pose, we'll find that flow in the body. So kind of taking a cat-cow movement here. As we inhale, arms sweep behind, heart opens. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, reach forward, round the spine. Inhale to open. Exhale. The whole time grounding through the feet, Hips stay low. Yeah. So finding that space. Let's take 2 more. And hold here in that cat spine. Lift the right heel steps back. So back into your warrior lunge. Now let's lift up, and again we'll flow. Elbows come behind the body, open the heart, hinge forward, fingertips sweep forward, and lift and open. So kind of drawing these circles with the arms, hinging forward and releasing the chest as the arms reach forward. Opening the heart as we come back. One more circle. As we come to center, let's bring the hands to the hip bones, really pressing the hip bones toward the earth, lifting the back hamstring, press through the heel. So grounding through the lower body first, and then shooting the fingertips up to the sky. So that oppositional grounding and lifting at the same time. Inhale, exhale, sink in. Hinging forward, right hand comes to the instep of the foot, left fingertips sweep up, find your twist. From here, we'll start to heel toe that left foot, finding your side plank. Option to stay right here or extend that left leg long here in side plank. Lifting the right side body, super stable through the shoulder. Wherever you are, bend that left leg. Take the left hand this first round to the back of that left thigh. We're gonna sweep back around to that warrior lunge. Just help yourself arrive there. Hands come to heart center, ground down through the left foot. Lift all the way back up into your chair pose, Uttanasana. Open the heart here. Exhale, close. Flow, let the spine open and close. One more time. As we come forward, round through the spine, hold, lift the left heel, step back to that warrior lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up, open the heart. Exhale, hinge forward and reach. Find that pendulation in the body, big circles and open. Breathing here. Last time. Hands come to the hip bones, ground down through the hips as we lift through the hamstring, press through the heel. Once we're super grounded in the lower half of the body, shooting the arms up, biceps toward the ears, reaching and grounding at the same time. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge forward, left hand comes to the inside of the right fingertips sweep up in your twisted lunge. And right foot starts to heel toe around, finding Vastisthasana or side pose. Right foot can stay on the earth, or you can lift that right leg long, coming into your full side plank. And then wherever we are, let's bend that right leg, take the hand behind the thigh, sweep back forward into that warrior lunge, ground down through the right foot, and let's step that right foot back, plank, chaturanga, or down dog. And lift the hips. Gaze comes forward, hop, step, or jump. Heel toe those feet wide. Second round of Malasana squats. This time, option to grab those weights. Hands come to heart center. Take the elbows, open the hips first. Take one big breath here. Exhale, ground down. Pressing through the heels. Hands come to a goalpost position. Start to lift up. So we're hinged forward at the hips. Heart is open, shoulder blades are squeezed. Hinge up. 3, 2, 1, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and lift. Hip bones pulled up toward the rib cage. One more time. Lift, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen the legs. On the exhale, we start to slide down. This time we'll take bicep curls the whole way. Let's lift the heels. If you've got the weights, take those bicep curls. Lower and hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower again. 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights come to the earth. Lift the hips up, heel toe the feet back together. Lower the bum toward the heels. Have a seat back. Hang on to those weights. And take a deep breath here. So we'll come up into Navasana. We're going to flow a little bit here from Navasana. So in boat pose, we have a lot of options for our legs. We'll find that nice long spine start to hinge back. Let's just take the hands at heart center for now. And legs can come up into tabletop. Toes can also stay on the earth for stability here. We're balancing on the sits bones. Heart is super open. So as the heart opens, squeeze the shoulder blades, get super long. And then we'll bring the arms up into a goalpost position here. So just getting grounded, let's pulse up. Try to connect the elbows if you can. If you have the weight, start to pulse up. If you don't, we're still working here. Just connect. And really you find that opening in the spine, opening in the scapula. Lift up for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to open the arms to goalpost as we float down into boat pose, Ardha Navasana, half boat. On your exhale, squeeze back up, elbows come back together, come back where we started. Pulse and lift. 5, 4, try to connect the elbows if you can. Slowly lower down, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep up, press and lift. 5, maybe lift the toes with the weights. 2, and 1, lower down, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the core, squeeze the elbows together, lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, open the heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, adding on, squeeze and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As we lower down and hold, extend the arms long, pull the weights toward the shoulders, press the lower spine into the earth. 6, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay in goal pose, sweep up. Last time here, pulse and lift. 5, elbows connect. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, Ardha Navasana. Open the arms wide, pulse in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the knees to the chest. You can put one of those weights down, maybe rock side to side here. All right, let's take that one weight, place it between the feet, and just extend the legs. So we're squeezing the inside of the feet into that weight. Again, the weight is optional. You can do everything we're gonna do without it. We'll ground the palms down, kind of making that low V shape for stability, and start to soften the backs of the shoulders to the earth. Feel that strong connection, the lower part, that imprinted spine that we have, not only with the weight of the legs, but now that extra weight. So maybe let's start actually, take the fingertips to the hip bones. Hold here. Activate everything in the core. Let's flex the feet, push through the heels, toes pull back toward the face. Legs will lower. 1, 2, sweep up. 1, 2. Lower for 2, and lift. Keep flowing here. We're really testing the waters with our body this morning. Never going past the point of control. And our point of control, friends, is when that lower back starts to lift up from the earth. We want that connection with the earth to keep our lower back safe, take care of our spine. So lower lift here. So in addition to feeling this heat, the strong work in the core, we're also starting to feel those inner thighs work here to hold that weight. Let's take 3 more here. And 2. And 1. Hold right here. Now palms come down to the sides. We'll start that reverse crunch. So just lifting the hips and lifting the hips. Now, if this is a lot, option to bend the knees a lot or a little, and lifting here. So noticing what happens in the upper body. As soon as we start to lift those hips and engage that lower core, we often feel the shoulders kind of crinkle up toward the ears. So can we find that softness in the shoulders? Could you soften down just a little bit more, really keeping all the action in the lower body here for now? Pulse and lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold right there. One more movement. Squeeze. I know the inner thighs are warm. Fingertips connect at the base of skull, so interlace here. Lift the head and shoulders, crunch up. Extend the legs long, and then bring the knees wide toward the elbows, pull in. Extend, squeeze the thighs together. Knees come toward the elbows. Extend and in. Extend and in. If you feel that weight shifting, try to hang on to it. If it drops, just keep working right here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the knees to the chest, grab that weight, sit that weight to the side. Bring the knees wide toward the armpits and just rock over the spine side to side. Beautiful job, yogis. That actually was a lot more work for the inner thighs than I thought. We got more than we bargained for there. So we are going to practice eagle pose or Garudasana on our back and turn it into a little bit more of an opportunity to strengthen and build some heat in the core, since we have the earth to support us. So not much of a balance and stability exercise here. So let's start with that right leg wrapped around the left. And if you can hook that right leg behind the left ankle, that's fine. Otherwise, just cross the legs. The kicker is to squeeze the thighs together. So whether you're bound or not doesn't matter. Bring the arms wide. Let's find those eagle arms. Sweep the left hand underneath the right and connect the palms. All right, so 3 parts to the movement. We'll do it one at a time. So hip bones stay stable, legs don't move. We'll just lift and crunch up through the shoulders, bringing the elbows toward the knee. Crunch and lift here. 10, 9, 8, really grounding through the lumbar spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders stay lifted, knees pull to elbows. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it all together. Everything squeezes in. Lower and lift shoulders and hips. 8, 7. Really squeeze and fold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the feet down, unwind. Take the feet wide to the edges of the mat. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Take a big inhale. Exhale, we come right back, ground down through that right foot. Left leg wraps over the right. Find your wrap here, thighs squeeze. Maybe that left foot wraps around the ankle. Arms come wide. Right arm wraps underneath the left. Find those eagle arms. Knees, legs stay stable, spine pressing into the earth, shoulders lift, elbows come to the knees. Crunch in. 9, 8. Squeeze and fold. 4, 3, 2. Shoulders stay lifted, knees to elbows. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Putting it all together. And 1. Here we go. Squeeze everything in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Knees come wide. Pull the knees toward the armpits side to side. Lengthen the legs long on the mat. Let's grab those weights. We'll take a couple of roll-ups here. So ground down through the heels. Flexing as the toes pull toward the face. Reach the weights up. And on your inhale, reach up overhead just a little bit. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Rib cage squeezes and come all the way up. And inhale, fold over. Slowly reach all the way back. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale, fold up. One more time, around the spine, reach through the spine, coming all the way down. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, chin to chest, come all the way up and fold here. Take a moment. You can sit the weights to the side. Start to cross the ankles. Hands come underneath the shoulders, meeting in down dog. Second flow, gaze comes forward, bend the knees, bend the elbows, hop, step, jump, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to fold. Sweep the fingertips up, hips stay low in chair. Inhaling, open the heart. Start to pendulate here. Cat spine, flowing and opening and closing. One more each way. As the arms come forward, scoop the belly, right heel comes up, take that big step back. Inhale to rise, open the heart, flow forward and hinge. Find that flow in the body, opening the heart. And fingertips come to the hips, pressing down, ground down through the hips, reach through the heel. Inhale, shoot the fingertips up, biceps to ears. Inhale, exhale. Hinge forward, right hand to the inside, left fingertips reach up, twisted lunge. Start to heel toe that left foot, finding your side plank, leg stays down or lifts. This time let's pull that left knee in, take the elbow toward the knee, we've got a static hold here, squeezing the side body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now sweep that left leg all the way around in front, back to your lunge. And then walk the feet to the long edge of the mat, swaying side to side ninja lunges. I think I'll turn so my bum isn't in your face. And we'll end with that ninja lunge closest to the top of your mat, so that will be your left leg. And from here, you can lift that right heel up, coming a little deeper, bringing the hips toward the earth. Maybe you find that bind, either reaching the arm around the shin, opening up here, or maybe even just reaching the arm underneath the leg, binding the fingertips. Softening the back of the shoulder, lifting up. Yes. And then release from here. Walk to the top of the mat. Slowly step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Hips stay low, sweep up. Chair pose, open and close. Cat cow through the spine. Find that movement and flow. One more each way. As the fingertips come forward, left heel lifts, take that big step back. Inhaling to reach up, open the heart. Flow, make those circles with the torso, circles with the arms. And then fingertips come to the hip bones, pressing ground down, lifting through the hamstring, pressing through the heel. Fingertips shoot up. Inhale, little lift. Exhale to ground down. Hinge forward, left hand comes down, right fingertips sweep up, twisting. And then heel toe that right foot, find your Vasisthasana. Side plank, maybe extending that leg. And then bending the right leg, pull the knee toward the elbow, static hold here, left hip lifted up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab that leg, sweep all the way around to your lunge, and walk to the long edge of the mat, swaying side to side here. Deep bend into that right leg. Lift the left toes up off the earth. Just allowing the hips to sink down, maybe finding that bind, reaching the arm across the top of the shin or underneath, softening the back of that left shoulder, rib cage opens. And releasing the bind. Slowly walk the hands back to the top of the mat, right foot steps back, chaturanga or down dog. And lift through the hips. Slowly lower the knees to the earth here. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow. All right, we'll grab those weights. Actually, let's just take one for now. And then lift up into your plank. Supported plank is also a beautiful place to land. Knees can come underneath. Just make sure those hips are in front of the knees. So we're going to take that weight and roll it. So we're gonna roll it like with the right hand, roll it to the outside of the left hand. Right hand comes down, left hand rolls the weight the outside of the right hand. So just rolling the weight on the earth. So now that we know where we're going, let's focus on some hip stability. So maybe bringing the toes wider toward the edges of the mat, squeezing the bum down, resisting the urge to pike the hips up. Yeah. Oh. One more time each side. Just kind of reconnecting here, belly button pulled up. And pause. That weight comes into the left hand. Let's pivot, bringing the heels toward the right, lift up, reach that left weight, the left hand with the weight up to the sky. Back through center, release the weight, left hand comes down, right hand grabs the weight, heels pivot to the left and open. And to the right, and open. We'll add on. The next time that weight comes into the left hand and lifts, pause and hold. Let's lift that right leg up, and now we're gonna pulse toward one another. So long arm, long leg, reaching through the heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotate back to center. Left hand comes down, weight comes into the right leg. Reach, right hand, reach that right arm up, extend and lift through that right leg, and just pull the weight toward the leg. Leg lifts, arm lowers. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll back to center one more time. This time as the right hand comes under the face, have that weight grab the left hand, weight in the left hand, release that bottom knee down, lift the top, extend the weight up and over, and we'll squeeze knee to elbow here. Squeeze and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll pulse right here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay lifted up through that right shoulder. Stabilize. 2, and 1. Release everything back to center. Coming to the other side. Left knee comes down, weight comes up. Reach that right bicep up toward the ear. Lift the leg. Pull knee to elbow. Extend and lengthen. And pull. So again, we've got that opposition we're working with in the body. As much length as you can find, and then crunch and squeeze as much as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Release that weight to the side. Come down to the forearms. Lift the hips up. Come into dolphin. Walk the toes a little bit closer to the elbows. Floating forward and back, dolphin push-ups. Chest comes forward, chin comes toward the fingertips. Lift the hips, push back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees. Come up to all fours one more time. So we'll take one weight, comes behind the left leg. Shoulders right above the wrists. Start to lift up through that left knee, pressing the heel up. We'll make a big movement first. So come down so it matches that right knee, comes right in line. Exhale, press up. Lower and lift. So we'll use this weight to kind of get things fired up in the glute. And then we'll work a little bit without the weight. Once we have a certain amount of fatigue, we don't really need the weight anymore. And to a degree, we can kind of focus more on our form. But we'll get that muscle really, really warm. Press through the heel. 4, 3, 2. We'll stay lifted and pulse here and lift. So as we lift that knee, could you bring that knee a little bit higher so that that knee is more in line with the hip? When you arrive there, as you get close, you'll feel that hip flexor start to stretch. You'll also feel the spine want to drop a little bit. So pull the belly button in, pull the rib cage back into the body, lift the upper part of the spine. Stay strong here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that left knee for a moment. Take the weight out. Pulse up again. Keep going. Really flex through the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg long. Hamstring curl. Pull the heel toward the glute. Extend and pull. 6, 5, 4. Yeah, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes. Tap and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left knee in. Hip sway side to side. We're going to that right side right away. Grab a weight. Check in with your form. Align the spine. Lift through the belly. Right knee lifts up and lowers. Right knee in line with the left. Press through the heel lift and lower. And press and lift and lower. And lift. And lift. 5, 4, 3. Heart coming up through the shoulder blades. Super lifted. 1. Here we go. Pulse up and up. Driving the heel. Again, could you lift that knee just a little bit higher, bringing it more in line with the hips, feeling that opening through the hip flexor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the knee, remove that weight. Jump right back in, heel presses up and up and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay strong here. 2, 1. Extend and curl. Extend and curl. Pull that heel toward the glute for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes, tap, and lift. This is it for the glutes right here. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Down dog, walk it out here. Coming into our final flow. Gaze comes forward, hop, step, or jump. Find the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. We'll move through a little bit quicker. Hips stay low, lift up, open the heart. Exhale, round the spine, tuck. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Last one. As we fold here, right toe step back, find your lunge. Inhale, sweep up, make that big circle, open the heart, hinge forward. One more time. Hinge forward, lift here, sink into that warrior lunge, ground down. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, right hand comes down, left hand twists. From here, we're gonna switch it up. We'll cartwheel all the way up to your warrior two, gazing down at the feet. Heel intersects the arch, sink and ground down. Coming up into reverse triangle, lengthen the left leg, reach up and over, and pendulate right back to your warrior two. Inhale, up and over, and exhale, and up and over. Exhale. Hold the warrior two legs now. Come into your reverse. Reach up and over. 2 more times. Yes. Last one. Cartwheel those arms down. Right foot steps forward. Forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Hips stay low. Sweep up. Inhaling, open the heart. Extend the spine. Exhale. Tuck forward. Inhale. Tuck forward, hold here, left heel lift, step back to that lunge right away. Sweep up, make that circle, open the heart, hinge forward and reach. One more time, inhale, open, hinge forward and reach. As we inhale up, reach through the fingertips, sink through the hips, ground down. Left hamstring super lifted here. And as we exhale, left hand comes down, right fingertips come up, twisting here. Stay low through the feet. Cartwheel those arms all the way up. Adjust that back leg. Warrior two. Quick glance down to the feet. And right away, straighten that front leg. Reverse triangle, reach up and over. Sink back to warrior two. Flow and extend back. One more time. And flow. This time we'll stay in the warrior two legs. Come into your reverse. And warrior two. And reverse. Last time. And warrior two. And cartwheel the arms all the way. Let's heel toe that right foot out, coming into lizard. Release that left knee down. As the left hand plants, you can even use a block or maybe the weight for a little bit more space. Take the right hand to the inside of that right leg and just start to gently open, rolling to the pinky edge of the foot. Finding some space in the hips, the heart, the hips, places that we really tend to hang on to stuff. So we'll end our practice today really focusing on an intentional hip opener. Option to come down here to your elbows. Elbows might come to a block. We'll take a couple of breaths here, just completely surrendered. Let the crown of the head fall, the muscles in the back of the neck soften. We're not forcing our body into stillness today though, so if that sway in the hips side to side still feels good in your body, take it. One more breath. Start to walk the hands up, keeping that right leg nice and wide. Bring the heel in, toe out. We're just gonna step through Malasana, left leg steps up wide, right leg steps back. Just switching sides here, adjust the feet, release that right knee. Roll to the pinky edge of the left foot and maybe take that left hand to gently guide open. Honoring differences from side to side in the body, but we'll attempt to go back to the same place that we were on the other side. So completely surrendering into your version this morning. Soften down. Embrace that movement. Our body does not lie to us if it needs that movement. We need to allow it to happen. At least part of the time. I think sometimes finding what the opposite of what our body wants forces us also to get stronger and change, but today we're really focusing on that opening and just allowing things to happen. Everything is soft here for these last couple of breaths. The neck is super soft. Starting to make your way back up. Let's just bring that back leg in, coming down to a hip. Sweep the legs in front of the body. Hands come behind the thighs. We'll inchworm all the way down. Just a super controlled piece of core work just to kind of seal our practice. 3 parts to the inchworm. The first is the hip bones pull up, so rock the pelvis back. Rib cage folds over, hold and squeeze. Lower an inch, hip bones pull up, rib cage folds over, hold. Lower an inch, hip bones pull, rib cage folds, hold. 2 more. Lower, hip bones up, rib cage. Last one. Lower a little bit. Pull the hip bones up, make it good, make it strong. Rib cage folds, hold. And slowly roll all the way down. Knees come to the chest. One final time. And I invite you to just take any movement that you need to here in the knees. When you're ready, coming into your Shavasana. That might be legs lengthened long in corpse pose. That might be Supta Bandha Konasana with the bottoms of the feet together, butterfly legs. Finding that space where you feel a complete release in the body. Allowing the body to just be heavy. Feeling all the sensations going on in your body right now. Maybe a sense of openness, maybe a little fatigue, the heat, the energy, and focusing on an area of your body that feels amazing right here, right now. Maybe that's an area of your body that at times has given you trouble, but today you feel that sense of ease. And now maybe delivering your breath to an area of the body that is still a work in progress, delivering that breath, that energy to open, soften, heal. The muscles in the face soften, the jaw relaxes. This really is a time to soften and expand how we go about our daily lives. Sometimes the things, the people that we want to draw into our lives are hard for us to see and recognize because we're unconsciously blocking it, blocking them. This tunnel vision that causes us not to see or feel their presence. How can we continue to explore and soften those barriers, expanding our own vision, these new possibilities? This practice, those conscious thoughts and intentions, bring that receptivity into our hearts, into our lives. I'll leave you in Shavasana. Please stay as long as you like. That openness, softness, and love in each of you is also within me. Let us honor that deeply in one another. Namaste.